When buying watches from AliExpress, you have to know that it's not like you buy it and you can wear it right away. There are several things you have to do about it. First, I like to do a waterproof test, slash cleaning it. I like to wash it with soap and water. Then I dry the watch, and then I prepare a, ooh, look how beautiful this is. It is gorgeous looking. 40 bucks, amazing. Well, anyway, so what I have to do now is to make a list of what's wrong with it. And then we're going to make a list on how to fix it before we can wear it. That's how you buy watches from AliExpress. There's no going around that. So let's get on with it. So before we talk about what's wrong with it, I like to talk about what's okay about it. So first of all, this is a pretty darn well made watch. Okay, the finishing is actually extremely nice, very precise. The finishing is amazing. It has a logo on the crown. So it's okay and easy to make a circle sapphire crystal and have it fit, but this is not a circle. Just look at the precision where it gets inserted into the bezel. I have a previous homage from a couple of years back around the same price range, and it just did not have such a precisionally inputted or put-ended or inserted or cut sapphire crystal. Okay, so now let's talk about the dial. It's such a wonderful dial. Don't know if you can actually see the sunburst effect. Trying to like get into the light for you, but it is. It's a nice green that at certain angles appear gray and black, depending, and it's such a nice thing. It's really nice. Now, if we look at the placement of the markers, the 12 o'clock markers look very decent. Okay, I think the 4 o'clock marker may be a little off angle, but it's so slight, I do not mind it for $40. All right. So, yep, let's talk about the bracelet. It is made very nice. It got a domed area on these, but this one's flat. Not something that people will notice if you're wearing it and walking around, you know, but it's just nice enough. Okay, beautiful brushed finish along the edges. Brushed finish. The clasp is standard, right? And the back is a screw down, and it got a little Didun design on it. So yeah, pretty good. I did wash it with soap and water and soaked it in the water for a bit, so it does work underwater, and I'm not worried about that. It's one of my first things I do, because once I get it and I want to do other improvements to it, and only to have it like fail in the shower, I would have wasted my effort. So water resistance is one of the first things I test. Okay, and of course I already tested the time and the date changing and everything. It's not a screw down crown, and it's a very nicely well made watch. Sapphire crystal, for Christ's sake, $40 sapphire crystal. And because it's quartz, you don't have to worry about, you know, the time not being right, because it's automatic and mechanical, and maybe you forgot to wind it and everything. All right, so now let's get down to the bad. I have here the quality control diagram. So what this is about is that I want to make a note of where I find the things that are wrong with it, right? Now, I'm not trying to, print out Patek, right? I actually try to draw it myself, but then my drawing is so disgustingly horrible, I said, you know what, I better just do a printout. and that way I can just get on with it. Okay, so we're gonna write down what's wrong. Let me get my glasses here. Okay, so I'm gonna concentrate on the things that are wrong that I can also fix easily, and then we'll go on to other things. All right, so I'm feeling the case. The case back engraving can be smoother. So I want to smooth out the case back engraving for comfort. Maybe you can hear it. I put it next to my mic. Don't know if you heard it, but yeah, I can feel it, and it's not very smooth. Okay, the rest of the case is very smooth to the touch. Remember, like when you wear it, you have to have it be comfortable as well. So now I'm feeling the bracelet. It's actually quite sharp on the edges. It's not so sharp on this side, although it is a little bit edgy. Right, so in between the links, actually quite sharp over here. Like you can feel it. It's kind of irritatingly sharp. So in between links needs to be dulled. Let's talk about the clasp. These clasps are never ever really good. These button clasps on the cheap homages. The idea of having two buttons is that both have to be depressed in order for it to release, right? But sometimes the way these are made, let's test it out. Yeah, see, just pressing one releases it, which makes it no good. So replace clasp. And what else do we have? The back feels okay. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the case shape. Now, I think this is a bit much flat surface. Alright, so what I want to do is to kind of like have this angle start closer to over here, which once I figure out if I can remove the bezel, then I can easily grind this down so that it's a little more like this. Not that it has to be like that, but aesthetically, you know, I really do think it's like a bit much on the flat looking thing. You know, it's a bit flat looking. And when I hold it like this, you can't see much, but the corners kind of stick out a bit much. So a little lower would be better. Like a little lower sooner, maybe that's how you say it, lower and sooner. Okay, so another thing I have here is how wide these things stick out. The edges of the bracelets over here. Now, for people with bigger wrists, that's fine. But for my wrist, I would like it to hang down a little lower. Like if it could like bend more, right? So I would look into doing that as well. So all in all, it's a nice homage. And of course, these are cotter pins, I can see. Simply push style. Right? So I'm going to size it up to my wrist. Going to break out the set of finishing papers. I'm going to just like smooth everything down. I'm going to dull the back. And I'm going to replace the clasp. So that's what I'm going to do. Smooth the back, dull the back and the sides of the bracelet edges, and replace the clasp. I'll be back with some tools. Alright guys, I am back with my watch stuff. So I have over here case back opener, in case this is better than that. One cotter pin pusher, spring bar tool, and an extra clasp that is made for leather straps, which I believe may be substituted. Now the difference is, if you look carefully here, right, the way this closes is that there is a little rolling thing here. Can you see a rolling thing here? And it locks in place. To open it, you simply pull like that, right? Which is it doesn't come off easily. Whereas this, you know, like sometimes you push one side. It's like when you bend the wrist, it might activate it. The watch slips off. I don't know. So I'll be looking into changing that. But the first thing we're gonna do is to size this to my wrist, because once it is sized, then I'm not gonna have to like polish and refinish every single link. Right, don't lose these here. So I wanted 3 links gone, so I'll remove this one here. Now let's try it on. Pretty good. Pretty good. There we go. Yeah, try to suck them on. Nice. See? None of that stuff going on there. Alright, so now we're gonna work on like making these things, how do I say, be able to fall down a little flatter instead of sticking out so much. So I'm gonna go with start with one of these sides here. I'll start with this side. All right. Okay, so here we have some 400 grit sandpaper. Make sure it's firmly contacted, like that. Okay, because it feels good, that's fine. Oh wait, I gotta smooth this down. Ever so lightly, smooth it down. Okay. It doesn't feel so sharp anymore. So the head's done. Alright, so I'm gonna, this is basically all I'm gonna do but all four sides. And okay, let's just go to the results. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is done. Thank you for watching my video. And if you enjoyed it, please press like and subscribe. Have a good night. My God, is it 4 in the morning already? Jesus. And here is a side-by-side comparison of the angle change. Thank you. Good night.